As South Africans and the world prepare for what would have been former ANC President Oliver Tambo's 100th birthday, many have shared memories about this African giant. Tambo's leadership and legacy is also celebrated on the African continent, where he spent time in many countries, including Tanzania.
Tanzania has strong relations with South Africa. It became home to many anti-apartheid activists during South Africa's oppression. Tambo worked tirelessly to establish ANC operations in Tanzania. Solomon Mahlangu College was established for the children of those in exile.
We were extremely self-sufficient, so all our food, we had a farm, we had daycare center, nursery, primary, high school, we had a farm, we had a construction site, we had a hospital. So all our needs were like this little island living in this, surrounded by Tanzania.
South Africa's Home Affairs Minister Ayanda Tlotlo says those who went into exile were inspired by Oliver Tambo's leadership in ANC missions abroad.
The president served as a huge inspiration to all ANC children. We were very young at that time. I joined Umkhonto weSizwe, there were those who went to school, but for the youth of the ANC, and I think generally for the general membership of the ANC and South Africans in general too, he served as a huge inspiration.
He is credited with holding the ANC together during difficult times, a lesson for the current ANC leadership at a time when the party faces divisions.
One of those attributes is incorruptibility of our time, not only in politics but in his personal life. Number two is his constructive engagement with criticism, as we saw in Morogoro. Thirdly is his unending optimism and foresight. In Kabwe, he's making this point that we don't have a crisis, we have a crisis of our success, we have a crisis of our advances. It's a crisis that forces us to advance faster. And that is Oliver Tambo for you.
We fight to abolish the system which obtains in our country today and which concentrates almost all productive wealth in the hands of a few.
A skillful diplomat, Tambo gained recognition for the ANC from the Organization of African Unity and the United Nations. Tambo's lobbying in Africa and beyond also saw apartheid being declared a crime against humanity. He also championed the international campaign for the release of Nelson Mandela and other political prisoners and for international sanctions against South Africa under apartheid. But what would Tambo have said about the current state of the ANC? That is anyone's guess. But this is what he said when he handed over the party to those who took over its leadership upon his return from exile.
I have to quote his first speech when he returned from exile, and he said, I come back bringing the movement intact, much bigger, and this is the movement that I hand over to you. Guard our special movement.
As companions, we pondered in silence and wonderment, watching the friend and protector, Majola, visiting the newborn generation.
On this occasion, the world is with us in support, guaranteeing that we shall win.
You remember him and store him in public memory. It's a sort of soft vengeance. It's to say to all those who preceded us, all our freedom fighters and our leaders who are now up in heaven, that we will remember you, despite their attempts to airbrush you out of history. We will remember you.
Victory is in our side. Amanza.
Dumala Mohlaudi, SABC News, Johannesburg.